bi-weekly conversation between four friends, their HBCU experiences, and all things from college, pop culture. I'm Kelsey. Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Welcome back. I'm Francesca.
I'm Sandro.
It's your boy Alan.
Yes.
So how everybody doing this week? This week episode mental health. So to kick things off, let's do a little check-in.
I'm doing okay. Stressful school week, but I'm coming off of that feeling better.
Yes, I had a cold this week. I didn't even say that. Yeah, I had a little cold, so I'm back now. I'm better.
Glad
I
you
put
feeling
the
better.
podcast on and everything. So
Woo-hoo.
good.
And I really been chilling this weekend. Last week was really a work overload for me, and I got through that, but I'm good now.
It feels good to get through it, right?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
I had a little good week. Get all my homework done. Chill with my girl. Just chill vibes.
Yes. So, like Alan said, we're supposed to be, talking about mental health, and to kick it off, you guys are wonderful men of Morehouse. We're Spelman Women. Do you guys ever feel pressure with that title, that Men of Morehouse title, to live up to that, to be a man of Morehouse?
I say be a man of Morehouse after college, like living up to that standard, not while you're in it. While you're in it is basically like trying to like achieve something like the previous class done did. They bragged about to you, like, oh, I remember when I was in this, I used to do this and that, and be like, oh sure, I want my college experience to look just like theirs do.
Right.
So I say, like, right now, living up to, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to make our college experience something we will remember it for, like, forever.
I'm gonna have to disagree on you with that. I feel like, we go to such a great institution. It's great people everywhere, So someday you may read about somebody getting this scholarship, somebody doing this, and that put pressure on me, be like, damn, what am I doing? I'm doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
He over here in newspapers and articles.
I get that too.
I can see that.
See what I'm saying?
And I feel like that is like Spelman for sure. Like I feel like everybody was somebody in high school, and so now it's like all these people who were somebody in high school are all on one campus, and it's not like a competition. I don't feel like, well, at least not in my friend group or anything. Like I don't feel like we're competing against each other, but it is a lot just to be on campus and see people, and everybody's passionate about different things, and they're like trailblazing in their own way. And so in one aspect of that, it's inspiring to see somebody do this and do that, but at the same time it's just like, what are you going to do that sets you apart? Because in high school everybody started a nonprofit, everybody started a club, everybody did whatever, and it's like, what is your thing? Like being a business owner, like it's still a major accomplishment, but it's also such like a common thing at our schools, like.
Okay.
And I get what you're saying about the inspiration thing, but for my specific major and route, I do feel the pressures, like who's going to have the best summer internship, who is going to be shadowing someone, like doctors and all that kind of stuff. So
internships is big, man.
That's a big thing.
People
you feel that pressure.
Yeah. Like, what you doing? Applying for internship.
Literally.
Damn, let me go apply for one.
That's
I
exactly
gotta apply
how
to
it
6
feels.
at least.
Exactly. And then like the names of the internships, like for me with the English major, everybody English major has different like areas that they want to go into, but for the girls who want to go into TV or do things that I want to do, it's like they did this internship and I'm applying there, but they already did it last summer, so they're ahead of me in that. Now I got to catch up and do this summer. It's like now I have to double down. Now I need to do something for spring and fall just so I can have my resume and meet other people's. And so that can just be a lot. And then just like the Spelman Woman thing of it all, just how you hold yourself on campus, how you hold yourself in class.
You're a representation of Spelman.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and I don't think they push that on us, but I also think it's also like fueled everywhere you look on Spelman's campus.
And what's funny to me is, like you said, it's not pushed on campus, but outside factors are big. Like I was talking to someone and they said that they saw a video of Spelman girls at a party, and they were like, I couldn't believe that those were Spelman girls. And it's like, what does that mean to you? Like what is a Spelman girl to you?
That's the number one HBCU right there.
Right, but it's like that's such an outside pressure. That's such an outside persona of Spelman. You know what I'm saying?
And that perception of Spelman girls, because I also think that can be pressureful. And a lot of people believe that Spelman women are supposed to be like high strung and snooty and all this other stuff. And so it's like when you say you go to Spelman, it's like, oh, we already know they're gonna be saying we're the number one HBCU. Okay, one, we are, so I don't understand your pressure that you feel against that, whatever.
Let's not get started with that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a whole nother
exactly.
podcast itself.
Exactly,
No, for
and
real.
I get that. Like, I understand. I feel like everybody should be prideful in their institution, but it's like, why do you feel so much animosity towards us saying that? And that's like a statistic. It's not like we made that stuff up. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, okay, even if that is, because I don't even care about that, it's like, why can't I be proud of the school that I go to? Why does that have to be a stigma or all that other stuff? But yeah, but even that aside, just like the idea that we're all snooty and we all are picky and not mean, you know, whatever. Like, being at college has taught me that I'm real Southern. Like, I call people sweetie and baby and all that stuff, and I speak to people. Other people don't do that, and that's like a whole thing. But that's like surprising. People are like, oh, I'm surprised. I didn't know you go to Spelman. And it's like, oh, how was I supposed to talk to you?
Act.
Yeah.
Because that's because people, the outside world, they put characteristics on these
Exactly.
Spelman girls and these Morehouse men. And when we don't live up to that, it's an issue.
Definitely.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I was kind of like interested what you said, like when you was talking about playing catch up. I feel like that right there, to me, that's the killer of all joy. You know what I'm saying? Comparison.
Absolutely.
Comparing yourself to somebody else. Like, oh man, you can't even live your life how you want it to be because just looking at that person, it seems like he's living that life or she's living that life, and you on the other hand, like.
But that's also the reason why we went to our schools.
True. I agree, and I get that. Like, I do think comparison is not good, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good.
Say your thing. But, yeah, I agree. Like, comparison does kill joy, but also having people, I think it's good to have people around you that are also hustling and doing their thing. Exactly. Because now, you know, not even, like, get your weight up, but, you know.
You're the people you're around.
Exactly.
Your representation.
Influence.
If you're the smartest person in your friend group, you need some new friends.
You need some new
And that's
friends.
straight fact.
No.
Yeah.
And I get that. Like, yeah. Do you guys think your family puts pressure on you? Like, in whatever, you know, family dynamic you may have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, let's say Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
Christmas, people would be like, oh, Alan's so smart, Alan this, Alan that. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, damn, what if I don't live up to what they saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that just made me want to do more so I could, like, people put too much work, too much time, too much money in for me to be a bum.
No, I get that. And I feel that pressure as well. I feel like people think of me as like sweet old Fran gets the good grades, but it's like, I feel like if only they knew the real me. Like, if only they saw my grades right now. You know, and I just think about stuff like that. It's like, my grades are going to improve, but right now, looking a little. So it's just like, you know, that pressure of always living up to who they think Fran is compared to, you know, how I am for real.
And what me and Alan talked about a lot is because you have an older sibling too. Like, living in an older sibling shadow is like, it's a thing. It's like you love your sibling to death, but it's like, especially because we're similar in the age gap, every step of life that I'm ever going to go into, they've already done.
Yeah.
And so it's like, they put expectation on you a little bit because it's like, you know, you saw how this was for me, and I've given you all of these gems and all of this stuff, so you have to do better, kind of, because I've already been through it. Same thing with parents and all this other stuff. And it's like, my sister doesn't try to put anything on me. Definitely, like, she's not going to break me down if I didn't meet that expectation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, you know, it fuels me to be better because I know that, you know, I have my family watching. But sometimes it's like, I can't mess up because of all these people that are looking at me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I'm the one, I don't want to say the one that got out, but I'm like the one that got the opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In your family eyes, you're going to be the star that put your last name on top.
Yeah.
That right there. That's the pressure. For me.
Yeah.
Right there, just being that person that's gonna take everybody else up with me. Now you gotta think about like, oh shit, how am I gonna do it?
How you gonna be a six?
Alright.
How you gonna have your 6 figures? Like,
Yeah.
Like literally, I was just in the car telling Alan like, yo, how we finna get these millions? Son? He told me like,
figure it out. Gotta figure it out. I don't know.
how y'all keep yourself like mentally stable with all the pressure?
That's a good question.
I'm not sure. I feel like what I told Fran is like in high school, I think I was trying to be Miss Everything. And so I did so much stuff that I wasn't like passionate about. And so I think my biggest thing about college is if I'm going to put my all into it, at least needs to be something that aligns with what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so like with the podcast or whatever, it's like at least even if it is stressing me out a little bit or whatever, at least it's helping me work towards something. I'm doing it for me, not for other people. And I think like that's the biggest thing. I feel like with college and majors and all this other stuff, like if it's not something you're passionate about, it's gonna stress you out. If this isn't what you want to do,
It's not gonna be worth it.
Yeah, the stress isn't worth it. Whereas it's like at least there's that aspect, and then when I need to recuperate, I find whatever that is.
Okay, after y'all answer that question real quick, right? Tell me some examples of y'all thinking like y'all burnt out after, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know this is the limit right there.
And that's how I was going to answer that question. I was going to say I really don't have a lot of like escapes, like things to help with my mental health, but I know me and I know my mind. So when I do feel burnt out, when I'm like I'm off mentally, things are making me moody or bringing me down, that's when I have to like recoup and say, okay, something has me feeling a certain type of way, let me assess stuff. And I think friends are really good for that, because like she's my roommate and we have like really serious conversations and we talk about stuff, we've cried together, and like you need someone who can help you through stuff. So that's me personally.
So for you it'd be friends,
definitely talking stuff out and being real with myself when I'm assessing myself.
How about for dudes? What do you think some of the steps could be? You know what I'm saying? For us, when we feeling burnt out, mine was basketball. I always go play basketball.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
I feel like dudes, we don't talk about our feelings to other dudes, or we try not to be emotional. We try to zip it up, keep going. So like for this year, physically me, I stopped cutting like a lot of hair because I feel like after schoolwork I'm cutting hair, then I have a meeting, then it just stack on top.
Like
so
last semester you was like
cutting.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if I cut y'all hair, I ain't text y'all back. I gotta look out for me. You feel me?
Absolutely.
But nah, I started cutting hair. Like you said, friends. Well, me and my roommate Sandro playing a game and just having a time to just chill.
Oh, girl.
That's so therapeutic to me. Like, then my girlfriend, she helps a lot because we talk about everything. So I'll be getting some stuff off my chest with her.
That's good. That's really good.
No, I feel like my biggest thing is that there's always so many things you have to do in such a little time. Like we do Bonner, so like that's its own stress and its own self. Trying to make sure I'm meeting my hours and doing what I need to do to continue my education. And so I feel like a biggest thing is I have to write everything down, like everything that's on my mind. If it's not on a sheet of paper, so I can like get that stress off of me. Like your notebook, I told you that's me.
God.
Like I have to make to do
my
this.
Notebooks is
Yeah, like I have to write that down, because if I don't, it's gonna be going around in my head over and over again. I make a to-do list every day, because at least if it's all on a sheet of paper, I can do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, I'm gonna be stressed out. And then I think the biggest thing is I watch a lot of OTV. So if I need to go through something, I'm stressed out, I'm just gonna turn on something I've already seen before.
Me too.
But that's like therapeutic.
I do shopping too.
You
shoes
go to the mall every day.
Literally.
Man, today the Raiders lost today. So I had to go to the mall.
So you have to go to the mall.
Exactly. Therapeutic shopping. You feel me?
But I get that though. Retail therapy is a thing. I love buying clothes. That's like my thing. So yeah, I'll buy something too. And I'm working on it because more independent now. So the points aren't what they were in high school.
Here's my question, right? Do you think y'all got y'all ways of, dealing with that issue? Do you think it's really helping, or is just not suppressing what's going on? Yeah, masking it up. Like, do you think it's like making you a better person so you don't have to go through that next time, or is it just helping for right now until I need it again, then I do it again?
And I think that's what I'm learning, like how to not suppress my emotions. I think I do that sometimes. Like I try to fix it for right now and then go right back into doing everything all over again. And I think that's why like change is important. Like recognizing what you're doing that is making you suppress your emotion, or what's making you happy. Because if it's stressing you out now, it's still gonna stress you out later. It's just a matter of what are you gonna do to change that. And I think I'm working on that now with school and being more independent. I think when you're growing up even in the house, it's like you have responsibilities and all this other stuff, but you still have your parents, your mom, or whatever that situation is, whoever you grew up with, to depend on. And now with being on college, you're not on your own. We still have that support system, but it's recognizing, I'm on my own a little bit now. Now I have to be more responsible for my own well-being. Like, that's a big thing. Like, with me having a cold this week, this was my first time being sick by myself. That was so scary, because it's like, usually, you sick, they bring you soup and they help you, and, they give you medicine and stuff. I had to get Liz to go to the pod for me and all this other stuff, like trying to figure out how to get what I need to make sure I'm okay. So
Shout out to Liz, man.
yeah,
Shout out to
Liz,
Liz,
man.
man.
Go to the pod.
That's
That's the
Love
homie.
Liz.
She does what I need her to do. So
Yes.
yeah.
I say for me, it's more of masking it up, honestly.
Okay.
Because, I mean, life gonna move on regardless, and you don't want to get caught behind. So
Yeah.
you can't just sit around, break down, and just stop. You gotta keep going, and you know, when you're going through something, you can't just stop. Like you gotta do something to get yourself back to the position where you could keep going with the flow of life. So I'd say like shopping, not cutting hair, just chilling, that mask it up. But it will come to a day where it's all gonna come out. Just don't know when it's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think another thing is we're so young, and I have to remind myself of that. We have to give ourselves grace with that. Like a lot of stuff that we go through, it's our first time going through it, and so it's like, you know, let yourself know, you know, I've never been through this before, so let me navigate it. Exactly, let me navigate it the best way I can. And I love a quoting, like you see different variations of it, but it's like, you know, forgive yourself for decisions that you made in the past because you did the best you could with what you had and what you knew. And I love that.
You're
so.
the queen of putting a quote on your
Gotta
story
post a
every
quote.
day.
Gotta inspire the people.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's necessary. Definitely.
Definitely.
What you mask it up or is that fiction?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's masking it up too.
Mm-hmm.
But like the analogy of a car or whatever, right? A car got its problems or whatever, and you failed to go to the mechanic. Mechanic's the therapist. You know what I'm saying? We all failing to go to the mechanic. We just be like, all right, I'll just do this real quick. You know what I'm saying? It works for a few times, but at one point, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna break down when you need it the most, and that's what I'm really dreading. Like, when is that gonna happen? If that's gonna happen, but I said like, so far, you know what I'm saying? I just do what I gotta do for real.
But I don't think like let's talk about black men, me and you.
Yeah.
Why is it that we mask it up while they fix it?
I feel like it's acceptable for them to like go talk about it, go cry. Like she was just saying, like we cried together. I'm like, could I see me and two dudes crying about? But
you know, it's nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, the way my brain is set up and how my emotions are, you have the same emotions.
Yeah. And if you gotta cry,
You're a 19-year-old just like me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But the way I've been brought up is like crying to me won't solve the problem. It won't, you know what I'm saying, just fix it right away. So why cry about it when I could just, you know what I'm saying, go handle that myself. And that's just how I've been for all my life. Like I just handle that by myself. Crying ain't gonna solve the issue. Worrying about it ain't gonna solve the issue actually, you know what I'm saying?
Solutions.
So solutions, that's what I look for, solutions. So and I don't kinda like handle like the emotional aspect of it, but like the actual problem, I'll find a solution. You know what I mean? So that's how I deal with it.
I mean, you basically hit it on the nail. Like crying, that's not gonna fix anything.
Yeah.
Because after you're done crying, the problem's still gonna be there.
Yeah. But I think sometimes you just have to get the emotions out, like clear your mind, so then you can what's fixed. Cause like me and Fran talk about that a long time. I'm not really a crier either. Like I'm one of those people. If I'm crying, like I've let it build as much as I could let it build, and now the only way I can get my emotions out is crying. And so that's what me and Fran are like. We have a habit of being sad or not feeling it and going off by ourselves, doing whatever we need to do, and then coming back. And then after the fact, me and Fran in the room like, yeah, I was sad today. Like I didn't tell you. I know you was doing whatever, but like
kind of down.
Yeah. And so that's why like with us crying together or whatever, it's because we're working on that. Like you have to confide in somebody. Like you can't go through life by yourself. And so that's why the biggest thing is like, okay, even if you're sad, like Liz, like, oh, I keep bringing her up, but she was sad and she tried to go be sad by herself. I was like, no, like me and Fran have a rule. You can be sad, you can cry, you can act like I'm not here, whatever, but you can't be by yourself because that's where that isolation
So
stuff.
why not?
How would that look like for dudes?
I'm saying because when I get to that point, like I just go by myself. I don't want to
Yeah.
talk to nobody.
Exactly.
I
That's
just
what
fix it myself.
And everyone has their
Their
own
thing.
coping
Exactly.
mechanisms. Yeah.
And being by yourself for a while is cool, but
Mhm.
also isolation doesn't help you work through your emotions either. And I think sometimes you need a mirror, like somebody to talk to you, and let you know that it's not as bad as you may think it is.
Mhm.
And because you're in it, you're feeling it, and you feel like all this stuff. But sometimes you need your friend to be like, you know, you really are on top of it more than you think you are. And I think that's a part of it too, accountability.
Yes.
And accountability for your own self-image, because I think we can be our own like biggest critic and feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be or whatever. But sometimes you need your friend to be like, no, like you did really good this week.
You
And
need
this
a different
one thing went
perspective,
bad, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your brain can be your worst enemy. It knows everything, so it's like it's gonna bring out all the negatives. It's gonna harp on it. Sometimes you need someone else's perspective to help you see things differently.
Okay. What I wanted to like bring up is a little solution for my guys out there who, kind of like us, like we like to face stuff on our own. But I would definitely recommend a therapist. And one thing, like, and I know like therapy is expensive, whatever. But one thing I know I learned about like a few weeks ago, like the school actually
provides that
for you. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you know what I'm saying, you and the therapist. If you need some help, you could like go onto that app or reach them out and they can help you through your problems. So I say if you're not really a big sharing your emotions with like people, you know what I'm saying, and you want to talk that with a therapist, I say your school definitely can help out with that. And
that's a good
free
one.
of charge too.
That is a great one.
And there's these little hotlines, all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yes.
there's always another resort. Like, I hate that. Like, sometimes people feel like they just are like trapped or stuck by themselves. Like, it's like there's always another way.
Yeah.
You just got to figure it out.
I have some advice too. Have friends who will hold you accountable and who know you. Like, I feel like when I'm down, like Kelsey, Liz, they know me. Like when I go through stuff, Kelsey will ask me questions like, how do you really feel about that? Like, I know that's what you just said that you feel like, but how do you really feel? Like, you need people to hold you accountable and make you think introspectively so that you can, you know, assess yourself for real.
That's
Don't go
fine.
through stuff by yourself ever.
Cause
Yeah.
I have a bad day. I'm gonna keep it smiling on my face, and Sandra will hit me like, "What's wrong, bro?" Like,
Good.
I'm smiling. What you mean?
And
What's
that's-
wrong?
that's-
Like,
that's
how you
so
know?
good.
Yeah,
'Cause
the
we
connection
say
is done.
things.
It's scary sometimes.
And that's
Yeah,
good
they
though,
are.
because we'll say like, I'm good, I'm fine, you know, whatever. It's like, but I know you're not, because this is what you look like, this is how you act when you are fine.
Mhm.
And your emotions have changed, and that's okay. And it's okay to be sad. And I feel
It
like that's
is.
another thing. I feel like we have this stigma, like we don't get time to be sad or depressed or whatever. It's like, it's okay to feel that. But the biggest thing I've learned, and like I'm a big therapy person, like do that. And so I feel like the biggest thing I've learned is that you have to give yourself grace, give yourself 2 days to get in, you know, be in it. That third day, get up, because longer than that's when depression settles in. When you spend weeks at a time being sad, give yourself 2 days of grace. You don't feel like going to class, cool. You don't feel like doing your homework, whatever. But on that third day, you gotta let the sun hit you, get dressed,
get outside,
shower,
get some fresh air,
and start changing in whatever way you can. And that doesn't mean, you know, tackling school all at once and doing whatever, but like one day at a time. And I feel like, you know, if you keep that mindset, you'll.
But you gotta move
better.
forward. You can't stay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that stuff will work itself out.
Yeah.
Man.
Is that
I like
straight
that.
facts?
I like that. I said friends. I said.
You said therapy.
Yes.
Therapy.
Yeah. I hate that stigma, like black people don't go to therapy. Like we should.
We definitely should.
Definitely. How do y'all feel about like how social media portrays like self-care and all the other stuff, especially like with that like it girl culture, those TikToks where it's like they wake up at 6:30 and then they drink a full glass of water, they shower, face mask, bubble bath, work out for an hour.
Literally.
It's only 7:30.
It's just 7:30.
It's 7:30. Now I read, I journal, I do all this.
Yes.
And by 8:30 I'm dressed and out the door and work.
For work.
And that was just my morning.
Can't forget about the night routine.
Yes, night routine is a whole nother TikTok.
Yes.
Like, that's the whole thing, and it's like it makes people feel like they're not doing enough for themselves.
I feel like it does two things. It brings awareness that you need self-care, but because everybody's lost as to how to do that, you know what I'm saying? They just give you that cliche self-care tips like, oh, wake up early, espresso, whatever. Whatever. But, you know what what I'm saying? Nobody really knows like the actual step, but I feel like if they would promote therapy, like actual therapists, a licensed therapist to talk to your problems, they could tell you. The therapist would know like how to deal with that.
And I think self-care looks different for everybody. Because like
Absolutely.
doing face mask and waking up at 6:30 might not be my version
No.
of self-care. I don't wake up at 6:30 for any reason. So like whatever that may look like for you. I just think that it girl stuff is
Yes.
It
It's
is.
kind of toxic. Like if I don't meet that standard, I'm not taking care of myself the way I should. Sometimes people's maneuver differently, or their morning routine doesn't look like that. I don't have to drink with that chlorophyll water and stuff.
Oh, green water.
Yeah, like I don't have to do that. Simple water will suffice, you know.
No, I feel that for sure, cause it's like, damn, if I wake up at 10 instead of 6 today, and I miss the gym, like man, I gotta start all the way back over.
Yeah.
Like, I could go in a week straight hit the gym.
And that's not true.
And sometimes sleep is self-care. Sleeping is necessary.
Man,
Doing nothing is self-care. Sometimes you need to rest your mind, rest your body. These people who are always on go, I go to the gym every day. That's good for you, but you know, I'm living my life.
Yeah.
That's what I learned this semester. Cause I'm normally on go. I got my car down here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the mall every day. Like I'm gonna go, but I found out just a little medium to just chill.
Yeah.
And still get stuff accomplished.
Definitely.
And if that works for you, that works for you.
Or like I have friends who map out their whole homework plan at the beginning of the week, or like Sunday night they know what homework they're gonna do on Monday and then Tuesday, and it's like that's fine. Know your due dates, get your work in, but sometimes you just gotta take it day by day
And relax. Like I feel like there's a small part of us, especially that try to like be hyper and extra for everything. Don't get me wrong, if that system like helps you get where you need to go, do that. But also like you don't have to be perfect. I feel like that's another thing, like especially with the schools that we go to, there are a lot of girls and guys that are trying to be perfect or the best. There's a difference between the best version of yourself and the best version that you want people to perceive you to be. And it's like, you know, be you regardless. I think that's a big thing. Everybody at our schools, you know, they try to be whatever version of themselves that they think everybody else should view them, whether that be like class clown or the person everybody knows. And it's like, no, like you can tell. We talk about that a lot. Like I tell you, like I can see people and they're not being themselves and being the version of them that they want everybody to be.
Man, what?
Like we talk about it all the time. Be yourself.
Yeah.
If that's not where you're from, if that's not how they act where you're from, don't come to Atlanta and start acting Atlanta. I talk about that all the time. Like, don't come to Atlanta trying to fulfill
Jeans
that
get a
Atlanta
little tighter.
dreams.
Jeans get a little tighter.
That slang sliding. It's like you don't
change.
even talk like that for real. Like,
Very
be
true.
yourself. If you're from St. Louis, act like you're from St. Louis, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're from, they're laughing. I'm from St. Louis.
Hey, yo, we talking about that later on.
Yeah.
Like,
Funny
still,
though.
like, if
Calm
you're
me
from-
down.
Yeah, y'all chill, because folks gonna be looking at y'all like, what they talking about? But like, yeah, like wherever you're from, I feel like the biggest thing that like we all are from very different places. You know, talk about this again. The whole across the pond,
Across
you know what I'm
another
saying?
country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And going along with what you said with the whole perfection thing, like I just saw this quote. It was like, if you chase perfection, you'll always be disappointed because you'll never obtain perfection. So you know, don't ever try.
What is perfection?
everybody's
It's
definition
different
is
for everybody. So it's like, you know, be real with yourself.
Definitely. And a big thing with trying to please people, you'll never make everybody happy.
No.
I feel like I had to learn that. Like I'm always trying to be, you know, perfect for the people around me. You're never gonna make everybody happy, and nobody's ever gonna accept you for you.
That's why I feel like people out there they get these friend groups. It's real. It's a lot of toxic friend groups in the AUC.
Oh,
I'm not gonna cap
yes.
to you. That's like me. I just be chilling. My homies, I could probably see them in my wedding. Not gonna cap.
Yeah, and that's cute though. Like that. That's a little
I
drop
love
in
that.
there, but that's cute.
Y'all
though.
know how I'm talking about.
But like for real, and I feel like, you know, me and Fran talk about that a lot. Like we aren't super in the mix at school and everything.
That's how it should be.
But
honestly.
it's like, you know, I don't regret anybody I'm friends with.
Mhm.
And, I
And
feel
then
like,
it's like, what's the mix? Who are you? People?
exactly.
At the end of
Who
the
are
day,
you?
Who
People
are
for
you?
real? Like,
yeah.
it's like everybody, you think you somebody, and that's great. If that's how you want to live your life, thinking you somebody, that's great. But it's like, I'm not losing any sleep not being your friend. I'm not breaking my back because I don't know you. I'm not on the AC Connect page. Shout out, you know, whatever. Like, and that's okay. You know, I'm with the people that have made.
And I feel like some people like they chasing that lifestyle.
They
And
are.
you don't got to.
Yes.
Just be you.
You don't have to be on
You.
every party promotion team. You don't have to. It's
Yeah.
okay. The party will go on without you being
That's what I'm
fired.
saying.
Like, and no, like, I get that, and that's fine. I feel like people do what their college experience, what they want it to be, but be the best version of you that you can be, and hope for the best. You know.
Hope for the best.
Just hope for the best.
The best gonna come if you be yourself.
Definitely.
Definitely will.
And you take care of yourself.
Always.
Mentally.
The best care of yourself.
Mentally.
Physically, spiritually.
Talk to somebody. Find somebody you can talk to.
Yes, like he said, a therapist, your friends.
One day at a time.
Absolutely.
And that's straight facts.
That's
For
straight
real.
facts.
And that was our episode, y'all. We thank you so much.
Don't we have a shout out?
Yes,
Oh,
we do have a
yeah.
shout out.
We gonna shout out to today's sponsor, Miss Pam
Thank
from
you,
back
Miss
home.
Pam.
Bless
She
you.
sent us a little gift, so we
Thank you.
appreciate
We
you for
appreciate
sure.
We
Appreciate that.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you. The show goes
Oh yeah, one more shout out. Shout out to that girl Liz again.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
You feel me? This her hat right here. This John hard. So
Yes.
I appreciate you.
Thank y'all for watching, and we will
Love
see
guys.
you next
We'll see
time.
later.